All right, you need to hear this because what's happening right now is, wow. You know that joke we all have? The one where you whisper to your friends, "Dude, my phone is listening to me," after you get a super specific ad? Well, it's not a joke anymore.
Come on, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You mentioned offhand that you're kind of thinking about learning to bake sourdough bread, and bam, the next 5 minutes your entire feed is just artisanal flour and those weird dough scoring tools. You just laugh it off, right? Haha, my personal FBI agent is really earning their keep today. It's just a funny little conspiracy theory we all share. Or is it?
Yeah, about that. It's not a theory. The joke is officially over. They are not hiding it. The biggest tech companies on the planet basically just stepped up to a microphone and said, "Oh yeah, we hear you. We see everything. And we're using all of it to build our AI."
What's happening is a full-on 21st century gold rush. But this time, the gold, it's you. It's every thought, every message, every secret you've ever typed. And all the big players are in a frantic race to mine as much of you as they can.
So let's start with Meta. You know, the company that runs Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. They've been crystal clear. Every single DM you send, every photo of your lunch, every late-night meme you share with your friends, it's all getting tossed into the giant pot to train their AI. They're not asking for permission, they're just taking it.
And you might be thinking, okay, that's my social life, but my professional life is safe, right? Wrong. Even LinkedIn, the one place you try to act like a responsible adult, is in on it. Your perfectly polished resume, your DMs to recruiters, your entire career history, it's all just become more food for the AI.
And then we've got Reddit, the so-called front page of the internet. They saw a massive payday and just went for it. They sold their entire beautiful, chaotic library of human thought to AI companies. So every weird question you've ever asked, every secret you confessed anonymously, yeah, that's been sold off to the highest bidder. But the final boss in this whole game is OpenAI, the folks behind ChatGPT. They have a new project called Atlas, and the name is no accident. Their goal is to scrape, well, everything, the entire internet. Every blog, every review, every comment section on every forgotten website from 2004. If it's online, they want it.
So the easy thing to think is, okay, whatever, they just want to sell me stuff more effectively. But that's where this whole story takes a much, much darker turn. We have graduated from simple advertising. This is something else entirely.
I mean, let's be real for a second. The idea that these companies are building the most sophisticated surveillance network in human history just so you see a better ad for Tide Pods, that excuse just doesn't fly anymore. That story is over. The stakes are way, way higher.
Look at how this breaks down because this is the key. Back then, it was about guessing. They saw you liked a few fashion accounts, so they'd show you an ad for sneakers. Simple. But now they know. They can see from your DMs that you're having a bad day, that you feel lonely, that you're more likely to make an impulse purchase. So they don't just show you the ad. They subtly push you content that creates the desire, that makes you believe those sneakers are the answer. It's not a suggestion anymore. It's targeted manipulation.
You see, the end game for all of this, for this massive data grab, is to create something called the master record. Think of it like a single, giant file on all of humanity. A database that knows our collective fears, our triggers, our desires. It knows what makes us tick.
And that's the absolute crux of it. Once you have that master record, you're not just predicting what people will do, you're in a position to start directing what they do. You can nudge them, push them, guide them, all without them ever realizing it.
Okay, so if the idea of a giant manipulation engine wasn't scary enough, let's talk about the security risk here. Because when you build the single most valuable treasure chest in the history of the world, you better believe someone is going to try and break it open.
No, seriously, just think about it. Every private conversation, every financial worry, every political opinion, every embarrassing secret from billions of people, all sitting in one digital location. What could possibly go wrong?
In cybersecurity, they have a term for this. It's called a single point of failure. It is literally the #1 rule of what not to do. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, right now, they're building the biggest basket in history, and they're putting all of us inside.
And if that basket drops, it's game over. We're not just talking about your DMs getting leaked. We're talking about the entire psychological playbook for humanity getting released into the wild. The blueprint for how to manipulate any person, any city, any country, just out there for the highest bidder. It's an unimaginable catastrophe.
And this is for everyone who says, who cares about my data? I've got nothing to hide.
you're missing the point. Your data by itself might be pretty boring, but your data, combined with a few billion other people, that becomes the most powerful predictive tool ever created. It can see things coming before we do. Market crashes, social unrest, you name it.
Okay, I know, this is all incredibly alarming, and it sounds kind of hopeless, but it's not. The good news is you actually have some power here. There are things you can do right now to push back.
And here it is. This is probably the most important thing you'll hear today. Right now, by default, you are opted in. These companies assume they have your consent to take everything. But, and this is key, you can revoke that consent. You just have to do it manually.
So here's your mission. After this, go into every single social media app you use. Facebook, Insta, LinkedIn, all of them. You're going to have to dig through the settings menus, which they make deliberately confusing. Look for a section called AI and data usage or something similar. And when you find it, you hit that beautiful opt-out button.
Now, one last really important warning. Even if you opt out on Facebook, if you then use a tool like OpenAI's Atlas browser to go to Facebook, Atlas can still see and log everything you do. It's a loophole. So this is a constant game of cat and mouse. You have to be vigilant about not just the sites you use, but the tools you use to get to them.
Which kind of leaves us with this one big nagging question at the end of it all. So, you opted out. You did your part. But in this insane global race to be the first to build a true superintelligence, are we all just raw material? Is our entire collective human experience just fuel for the fire? Something to think about.